behind me is the podium of passion. And this is the day after the hackathon, and all the winners are here together to basically look at how they can go forward with the challenge holders. And Jacob, Deloitte, you were here as an advisor. Yep. What did you think of the third version of the hackathon?
I think it's great that that the hackathon is again much larger than it was last year. So there's a lot of enthusiasm. You see a lot of new faces, also a lot of old familiar faces, and a lot of challenge owners are new. Also, a bunch of them have been here since the beginning, like APG, like Nuon.
New one is KLM. They decided. We had 1,500 people here, so 100 teams times 5 or 6 people, right? 600 people, and then a whole bunch of what are they called? Advisors. They're called Jedis.
Jedi, yeah. The advisor are the Jedi and the Jedi Masters. Yeah. Really helping on all kinds of things like technical side, but also storytelling, the business case, legal Jedi. There were a lot of people from Loyens and Louf as well. Really great support for all the teams. Yeah.
Okay, so and the new name. Every year the name is changing. Why is that?
Yeah, so we were already jokingly asking ourselves, we wonder what it will be called next year. Yeah. But so first year it was the Dutch Blockchain Hackathon, and then of course it became much more international, so it became the Blockchangers. Yeah. And now this year it's not just blockchain but also AI, so now it's called Odyssey.
Yeah. Okay, so next year, well, Odyssey I think is a name you can stay there forever. Yeah. And they did a good job with the price, giving the prizes away. That took forever last year, and this year it was better, right?
Yeah, they had a great prize ceremony with Rutger and the team running around to the different teams that had won, really putting it on the screen with the camera crew. Really high energy, really nice prize ceremony. Yeah.
And not too long, so that was also yeah. Okay. Now let's look at let's evaluate the success. What does it bring to the challenge holders and to the teams and to the Jedis? How do you evaluate that?
Yeah, that's I think quite tricky.
$1 million question.
Yeah, like you, I'm also quite impatient to see really blockchain take off and really see the actual real use cases become a reality. Yeah. And in a hackathon such as this, of course, it's really easy to make something that's a nice demo and a nice proof of concept in 48 hours. But then the question is, what happens after that? And that is, yeah, sometimes pretty difficult. I think there are a few interesting success stories from previous years. People that came here and then afterwards started.
Give me one.
So, for example, in the first hackathon, there was a team that was looking at the agri-food supply chain, and they have started a startup called Agos, located in Amsterdam, and they're really starting to do some really interesting stuff.
And what do they do?
So they are basically using blockchain-based technology to really follow livestock throughout the whole process from the farmer onto the.
I've seen them at Web Summit. They were also the winner at Web Summit, and it was an Amsterdam startup. Started by a Portuguese guy, I think, and another thing. So, and they do a Dutch thing, you know, with agriculture. So that's really cool. Okay, so that was one. Also, an example of last year.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. So, well, for us as Deloitte, actually, one of the success stories of last year was that we actually found a few really good additions to our own blockchain team from people who were actually at the hackathon. Yeah.
This is also very much looking for smart programmers, and everybody's looking around saying, "Who can I hire? Who can I hire? Who can I inspire to be hired?" You want to look cool as a challenge holder.
No, and also internally, so we had teams from Deloitte also participating also again this year and also last year. And you get people who are not normally working with blockchain, and they really get a chance to really experience it, really dive deep into it, and some of them really find a passion in it, and really make it their whole work. So and that's really nice, I think.
If you're not into blockchain after a hackathon like that, you go like, wow, this is changing the world, and it's a new operating system for mankind, and that kind of stuff. Okay, and then this day is special because this is also new. What's happening today?
So today it's Odyssey Ignite, so that's directly after the hackathon and really aimed at accelerating the winning teams. So there's all the winning teams have been invited, but also a lot of people from companies and from government organizations that can really help these winning teams to really get a flying start to really make their idea a reality.
Yeah. So that is new because I mean we don't want to leave it to chance. Everybody goes away, gets €7,500 in prize money. Today you really have to go, and the rubber needs to hit the road, and you need to talk to the ecosystem to see can we now basically make this a product.
Yeah. Precisely, because all the teams have thought of a 100-day plan already, but that will often involve getting other parties involved. So now the question is, okay, can you really convince those other parties who are now really going to be here at your table to really invest or to really accept that this is a solution to their problem?
Yeah. Can you say anything? I mean, you had 100 teams. How many teams did you think you spoke to? 5, 10, 20?
Yeah, I think maybe if I spoke to 30 teams really in depth, I think that would be like the upper limit for me for the whole weekend.
Okay. What was your favorite team and what did they do?
I really liked a number of teams in the Nature 2.0 track because they're really thinking far out there. But for the team that I was a jury member on, I really liked the Solid team who actually won the challenge. But I also really liked the.
What did they do?
They do permissions on the blockchain. Or rather digital permissions, so not necessarily on the blockchain, but how to make people more in charge of the permissions that they give to companies and to the government.
The ticky for permissions from Ben Woldering.
Yeah, so that was also one of the teams in that track.
That's a different one.
Yeah,
There was a different team.
They came third in the track, and the guys who came second, called Skybase, I think they were really doing also something really interesting using AI to really make all the legal terms and conditions machine readable. Which I think is a really great thing because nobody reads terms and conditions. So making that able to be read by an AI who then informs you about what the risks are, I think that's a really strong use case as well.
That sounds almost useful. And
Yeah.
but what does it have anything to do with blockchain or more with AI?
It has to do with AI, of course, but what the blockchain part of it is that then you also create a digital certificate of the application, like the app or the website, and the digital fingerprint of that application is stored in the blockchain, so that you cannot secretly change how your data gathering, for example, works without that digital signature breaking.
Okay. Version control on the blockchain.
Yeah, version control and also certification. So you know for sure that they are doing what they say, rather than like Facebook secretly gathering more information than you want them to.
Okay. So next year you're going to be there again?
Yeah, I do plan to be there again. Absolutely.
Okay. So this was the review of the hackathon on day 4. We'll see how it goes because the winners now need to execute a 100-day plan and the quality of that. That's interesting.